Breaking Records Radio and the place to be. It's your man Maloney back with some more daily news. Now, this was just reported an hour ago, but apparently Akademiks has gone off on Meek Mill for comparing himself to a U.S. soldier. So the article reads as follows. Twitter has been all about the implications of World War III since the Trump administration took out Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, sorry, I can't pronounce that. A few days ago, Meek Mill jumped on that quite frankly unlikely boat when he tweeted out a message to the soldiers saying he knows how they feel because he's from the streets. That's kind of bugged out, bro. One time for the soldiers that really got to go to war and put your life on the line. We from the trenches, so we know the feeling of having your life on the line 24/7, not knowing if you're going to make it home. DJ Akademiks wasn't feeling that comparison, and he went off on a hypocritical Meek. This is probably the most narcissistic and self-indulgent tweet you can probably have about the situation, because while we are trying to give some light to the men and the women who serve in our armed forces, Meek Mill had to say that being from the streets is like being in war. Again, I look at Meek and I'm like, what are up? I hate, any of you hip-hop blogs and websites, proofread your shit. I know you want to be the first one with the news and shit, but there's nothing more annoying than reading an article and there being fucking typos in it. And I swear to God, it's like damn near every article, there's always a typo. Get your shit straight, hip-hop, lately, okay? Meanwhile, I'm reading your article for YouTube, so. Anyways, let me try to make sense out of that sentence. Where were we? What are you... It says UPI talking about, but I'm guessing it's supposed to say, what are you talking about? I understand Meek is trying to say that being in an environment where you're from the trenches, your life may be on the line at whatever point. But to compare a lot of people who, by the way, let's keep it real, and this is the thing I don't like that Meek never mentions, most of the street life is really crime. You can call it survival, but it's usually survival be doing crime. You guys are all over the place with this. Now, that's completely different, in my opinion, than the men and women who actually offer and volunteer their services and risk their lives and protect others. I keep hearing the dudes talk about street code, yet whenever they get locked up, they telling each other, Ak said. Ak went on to say Meek is a huge hypocrite for continuing to glorify the violence of street life when he argues for prison reform. What do you think about Ak's words on Meek? And I ask you guys the same questions. What do you guys think about Akademiks' words on Meek? Now, we know that, Meek and Akademiks obviously have a long-standing issue. Do you think Akademiks is just grabbing at whatever he can to... do you think he's just grabbing on and holding on to whatever he can just for the sheer sake of, making Meek look like a piece of shit? Or do you think he actually has a point here? I actually do think he has a point, though I do think the latter as well. I do think he is kind of trying to grab onto things he can use to discredit Meek's character to a degree. But I actually do think he makes somewhat a valid point, too. Like, Meek kind of bugging for that. Like, to compare... Like, I'm not saying street life is no fucking walk in the park by any means, but to compare it to being in a country across the world fighting in a war is a little bit crazy. And mind you, war is a little bit different these days. It's not direct face-on combat, actually being in trenches, and you know what I mean, fucking dying from swamp foot and shit like that. If you don't die from a bullet or a fucking, you know what I mean? Like, yes, it happens. People, but it's a lot of it is technological warfare now. So, though it's not as, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's still, it's a lot different than being from the streets. You know what I mean? Like, put it this way, I would rather walk through the South Bronx than I would rather walk through a fucking war zone in Iran or Iraq or something, you know what I mean? Like, let's just be honest here. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you hit the bell, subscribe so you can stay notified. Always hitting you guys with great daily content, whether it be interviews, daily news, or reviews. It's your man Maloney, Breaking Records Radio, signing out. Peace.